Nicolas Cage has been known to the world as Nicolas Cage for more than 4 decades. But he has now revealed that the name was not just a Hollywood identity anymore. In a new interview, Cage said he legally changed his name last year, officially leaving behind the surname he was born with, Nicolas Kim Coppola. The reason was not a simple branding decision. It was about identity, family legacy, and his refusal to spend the rest of his life being seen only through the shadow of the Coppola dynasty. The latest update came as Cage was promoting Spider-Noir, his first major live-action television lead, but the conversation quickly moved into a much older part of his story. Cage told Variety that he is Nick Cage in life and on camera, and said he would rather be the patriarch of his own family than the clown cousin on the margins of someone else's. That one line explains why this update is bigger than a legal 4. It is Cage saying that the name he created early in his career is now the name he wants to carry completely. For verified entertainment updates without the rumors, subscribe to Startline Entertainment. To understand why this matters, the timeline has to go back to the beginning. Nicolas Cage was born Nicolas Kim Coppola. His father was August Coppola, the older brother of Francis Ford Coppola and actress Talia Shire. That made Cage part of one of Hollywood's most recognizable creative families, connected to The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, Sofia Coppola, Jason Schwartzman, and multiple generations of film history. But for Cage, that famous last name came with a problem. People reported that he was credited as Nicolas Coppola early on, including in a 1981 TV pilot and in the 1982 film Fast Times at Ridgemont High. During that period, he said people would make jokes tied to his uncle Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now, including riffs on the famous Smell of Napalm line. Cage later said that attention made it harder to work because the conversation kept coming back to who he was related to instead of what he could do as an actor. That is when he decided he did not need the Coppola name on screen. He chose Cage from 2 places that say a lot about him. One inspiration was Marvel's Luke Cage, a comic book character with a strong direct name. The other was John Cage, the avant-garde composer and artist, whose experimental work fit the kind of unusual creative world Cage grew up around. Cage also said he wanted something short and sharp, something with the feel of James Dean. What makes the new reveal surprising is not that he changed his professional name. Most fans already knew he had built his career as Nicolas Cage. The new part is that he says he made it legal only last year. That means the identity he created to separate himself from the Coppola name has now become his official identity outside the credits, outside the movie posters, and outside the public image. Cage also explained why he kept the first name Nicolas. He said his father gave him the French spelling, even though people often add an H and spell it Nicolas. He admitted that the spelling has frustrated him, but he kept it because it came from his father. So the change is not a total rejection of his past. It is more specific than that. He kept the first name his father gave him, while removing the surname that kept tying him to a larger Hollywood dynasty. That distinction matters, because Cage's career has always existed in a strange place. He came from a famous family, but his acting style became something completely his own. He won the Academy Award for Leaving Las Vegas, earned another Oscar nomination for adaptation, became a mainstream action star through films like The Rock, Con Air, and National Treasure, and later built a second wave of acclaim through projects such as Pig, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Dream Scenario, and Longlegs. Entertainment Weekly noted that his career success helped him establish himself beyond the Coppola name. Now the timing gives the story another layer. Cage is not making this reveal at the start of his career. He is making it after decades of proving that Nicolas Cage is its own cinematic identity. He is currently connected to Spider-Noir, which is streaming through MGM Plus and Prime Video. And he is also set to play John Madden in the upcoming film Madden, scheduled for November. People reported both projects as part of his current career moment. What remains unclear is whether Cage's legal name change will affect how he is credited in future family or personal contexts. But the public meaning is already clear. Cage is not just using a stage name anymore. He is saying that the name he fought for is the name he lives under. And that is why this update has caught attention. It is not a scandal, and it is not a rejection of the Coppola family's importance to film history. It is a personal statement from an actor who has spent his entire career trying to be judged as himself. After years of being asked about the name he left behind, Nicolas Cage has now made the answer official. He is Cage on screen, Cage in life, and no longer the cousin standing at the edge of someone else's legacy.